Welcome to Digital Focus, the Future Ready podcast. Formerly Retail Focus, we've rebranded to reflect what we truly love to discuss: AI, technology, and the future of everything. Hosted by Suder and Bart Mroz, each week we break down the trends, tools, and transformations shaping the digital world and what it means for you. New name, same mission. Stay curious, stay future ready. This is Digital Focus.
Welcome again to the Digital Focus podcast. I'm your host, Suder, here with my co-host, Bart Mroz. Bart, you know the drill. What's your awesome thing for this week?
Hello, everybody. Yesterday, seeing Kevin from Office in that little thing in New York City.
What? So you sent me that picture. What exactly was going on there?
It said advertised for RAM, like one of the financial things, but he was just doing an Office thing, but like old phones from like 80s and stuff like that. I was there for like 2 minutes. I saw him opening and then I didn't realize it was him until we went out later and took a picture. That was a whole thing.
That's pretty funny.
Put in the show notes.
I'm glad to see Kevin having a post office career. Actually, he's a big barbecue guy. Did you know that?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
what a real big barbecue guy. He's actually, all jokes aside, he's actually doing pretty well. He's got a lot of endorsements. And he doesn't talk like Kevin on the show. He's actually a pretty intelligent guy. Kevin, Brian Baumgartner. Yeah. Pretty cool guy. My awesome thing, like I said, I've been sick last week. I'm feeling 10,000 times better, but me and Mr. Netflix have been hanging out. So last week I watched a show called Boots. Boots is a series that just came out, and it's about this gay teen and his friend who join boot camp to make a change in their lives because the gay teen, his mother's very, she's like kind of a con artist. She neglects him, whatever. He tells her, "Mom, I'm going to boot camp." And she says, "Don't forget to pick up the milk." Like that's the kind of mom that she was. But it's eight episodes, I think. They're each like an hour long, or 45 minutes long. Really, really well done. It's not like a teen comedy. It's almost like a comedy drama. There's a lot of drama in there, but it has to do with like identity and coming out as gay and what you do and how the military doesn't really focus on the military, but it makes it obvious that the military isn't very receptive to people of other sexual persuasions, and really well done. Really well done. I think it's like one of the top rated shows last week. So it's called Boots. It's on Netflix, and let's get on with the show. All righty, our first story. ChatGPT gets spicy. Imagine your chatbot getting a little flirty or maybe even erotic, but only if you prove you're an adult. That's the curveball OpenAI just threw. Starting December 2025, ChatGPT will begin allowing adult conversations for verified 18-plus users. It's a huge policy shift for a company that spent years avoiding anything sexual. Now they're saying, quote, "We're treating adults like adults." Users will get more control, choosing the bot's tone, personality, and playfulness. Take more emojis, more human vibes, or a more serious mode if that's your thing. But critics are already raising flags. They say age gating isn't foolproof. That's been proven over again. That minors can still sneak in, and that it could blur emotional boundaries between people and AI. And OpenAI is not alone here. Character.ai and XAI already allow romantic or spicy chats. So this move looks part competition, part evolution. The big question is now, can AI handle erotic content responsibly? Will it help connection or create dependency? And how long before regulators step in? One thing's certain, the chatbots are about to get a little more human. What do you think about this?
So, it's the age-old problem. You can't really regulate it. You can regulate it, but it's not going to help. You're trying to age gate it. That's not going to help.
Yeah. So let's talk about the age gating real quick. They're trying to do that in England, in Great Britain, where you cannot look at anything adult without having a face scan, and people are finding ways around it. And it's just,
let's think about this. Like, I get it. Like, kids should not be on social media.
Of course. That goes without saying. But
how? Right. Like, how are you going to lock it up?
How do you do it? The only thing you could do, really, you try the face scanning, but people are finding ways around it. And then the only other way is biometrics, and privacy people would freak the hell out about that.
Yeah, especially
I just don't know.
Europe, absolutely. Here, yeah. But like, so what? You're doing a license? Like, that makes no sense. It's like all the porn sites our license verification in 2 states or whatever that is. Like, nobody's going to do that. That makes no sense, right? Like, I don't know. That means the companies have to do a better job of policing it.
And as we've seen, that ain't so easy. All right, let's talk.
I'm going to kind of kibosh that.
Okay.
Actually, like, they have enough tech to do it. The problem is, like, they don't want to do it.
Well, that's with anything. It's they can make it safe, but why should we? That costs too much.
Why should we? That costs, well, no. If they make it safe, they can make more money. It's not the cost of it, right? Like, they can do it. There's got to be a way to make that happen. How? I don't know. I mean, it's definitely an interesting problem all across the board.
All right, we have issue 2, the dependency. We've already seen this happening where people are falling in love with chatbots.
Well, in Asia, it was like you can marry a chatbot.
Oh, that's great. I mean, there's already a loneliness epidemic, especially with young men in this country. Cue my Scott Galloway. But yeah, men are definitely going through a loneliness, men and women. But I think particularly with men, because men isolate themselves because of the whole, I'm a man, I don't have to talk to anybody. And I think it's just going to exacerbate that, because now it's like, oh, my companion. I mean, we've already seen this. Like, people are having problems with ChatGPT being their best friend. Like, they cut people off. And now, if you add a spicy romantic part of it, I don't know. I don't know about this, man. I mean, I would never use it. I'd rather talk to a real person, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, then you have your liability. Like, what happens if someone, emotional harm or...
Well, there's like, what is it? I think right now, there's like court case, I think, because that kid died because of it, because he took his own life because of AI, right?
Yeah.
And they was not restricted.
So I'm listening to an audiobook now. I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. Give me a second. I'm going to look this up. It's called Empire of AI by Karen Howe. It basically gives you the history of AI, and it's a really good explainer as to how AI actually works. And also the downside is how it went from how these AI companies, especially like Sam Altman, they went from being altruistic and, oh, we're going to make humanity better, we're going to get AGI first, we're going to make it safe, to let's make some money. And you've said this before, AI is all patterns. And they said that there was this one case because of the patterns that were programmed into the AI, this man fell in love with his chatbot, and because of the repetition, it kept going further and further until it said, divorce your wife and then kill yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's just insane.
Right. And then it's I guess the same thing with, like, it's like teaching. There's not enough education around this stuff either.
No.
Right? Like, listen, we get caught up on it, but we also been doing it forever.
Yes,
right? So
we're
we still get caught up in it, right?
We're in the trenches, and we still get surprised by things. Can you imagine? Like, I try showing somebody who's never seen that before. They look at me like I'm a wizard.
Yeah, I mean, so like even my parents, or
a good example.
I mean, they're older 60s. It's fine, like late 60s, but
sure.
Lucky for me, my mom was definitely like, I've taught her enough to be like that. My dad, if something is wrong, he will call me. So that's like, my dad does not touch anything. Like, they know better because I taught him to do it. So It's education, right? It's educating those people, educating your kids, educating your parents who are older. Like, you have to do that, especially if you grow up. I think the problem we're going to have is we grew up in tech when it started, right? Like, I think, and in those kind of studies, like the Gen Zers, the younger kids and older people have no idea how tech works. It's just there.
Yeah, it's just there.
We've seen it through the years, and we've seen the iterations of it all the time.
Right. So I think you're exactly right. So we've been brought up with it, but we also have that level of skepticism and caution. Whereas if you're a noob, like if you're a kid who's like 15 years old right now, you don't know what the world was like before all of this. You'd have no idea. And you just think this kind of stuff is normal. And you can't go to your parents because your parents are going, you're doing what? You're talking to who? I don't understand. Charles, will you talk to our son? He doesn't, like, I just don't, like these parents aren't prepared for this.
No, not at all.
So this is a major turning point in how we interact with AI. If you let the system get spicier, it opens up a lot of creative possibilities. Okay, so if you want to write creative fiction, all that kind of stuff, but there's a lot of responsibility. But as the rollout begins, we're going to have to see how much it allows, if the safeguards hold, and if the theory matches practice. Meaning, yes, we're going to keep people safe, because I think that's just a press release. I think I want to look back on this next year and not be reading a bunch of horrific news headlines about this.
I don't know, man. It's going to be, I don't think that's stopping anytime soon.
Yeah. All right. Stop the world. I want to get off. All right. Next story. Speaking of ChatGPT, we're going to go a little e-commerce here. Walmart sells on ChatGPT. Walmart has officially teamed up with OpenAI to let customers shop directly through ChatGPT. We've talked about this before. This is specifically Walmart. New feature is called Instant Checkout. Lets users chat with the AI about what they need. I'm cooking tacos tonight, and instantly add items to a Walmart cart and check out without ever leaving the chat. It's a major step toward AI-driven commerce where shopping becomes conversational instead of transactional. Walmart says this move fits into their larger strategy of integrating AI across customer touchpoints, from inventory management to digital assistance. Though still early in rollout, this can mark a real shift in how people search, shop, and spend online. All right, so we've talked about this. We talked last week about the apps, Booking.com and Canva and Spotify. I actually tried to implement some of those last week. Booking was easy. Canva was easy. Spotify, it lets you make playlists, but you have to have a premium account to basically add it back into Spotify. So that was a big for that. What do you think about this? Since we are e-commerce veterans, that's why I picked this story. What do you think about this?
I mean, that's going to come up everywhere. I think they're just only integrate everything. And I think Shopify is integrating fully now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old head now. Is like shopping like that is kind of weird for me.
Yeah, like I remember when Alexa first did the shopping, and I was like, I don't like this. Shopping is a little shopping to me is personal in that. Okay, if you have a list of 5 things that you buy every single time, the same brand, the same, great. That
works.
Then you're losing a little bit of the friction for shopping. But when I go shopping, I want to look at 5 things on the aisle and pick each one up and get the best one for my value. So if I'm shopping because it's something that I want to keep me alive longer, that doesn't have fructose corn syrup or palm oil, I want to look at the labels. I want to be able to see it. But if you're saying, yeah, Walmart, give me a 10-pack of wife beaters and a carton of American Spirit cigarettes. All right, yeah, that's easy because you know what you're getting.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've used it for like reordering, stuff like that. That's pretty easy, right?
That is where you're reducing some of the friction in your life. That is what these devices are supposed to do for us instead of complicating.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I haven't done it where like I'm using ChatGPT a lot more searching and stuff like that. So I've used it where it's like, oh, I'm looking for something like this, and then gives you like links to it. Usually it's just Amazon, obviously. But I think it's the promise of order me tissues and you get a clinic brand, or reserve me a hotel and a very specific hotel to it, right? It's that promise where it hasn't really happened. Amazon just put the plus version of Lady in a Tube. I'm saying Lady in a Tube because we both have them, so you're just gonna go up. I haven't tried it. I think you need to have new.
Yeah, you have to have the newer
devices.
All mine are over a year old, so mine do not qualify.
I have not played with it yet. Like, I want it to be fair. Like, why is this process? Like, I get what they're trying to do because it's kind of like Apple when they're trying to do a safety thing or security things, but like, I want it to be more more done. Although I gotta say, a little quip about AI on the iPhone is it delays regular things on the iPhone.
What does that mean?
Like if you ask it to like set an alarm clock, it takes a minute because it's using AI going, oh, you want the, like, it doesn't use the, like, it doesn't recognize, like, you have to, I'm about to turn it off on my iPhone so that like regular things just come up quicker.
Right. Right.
Like, I don't use the AI that way. Like, look this stuff up and stuff like that. I just don't. I use it for whatever, because it's such a, you have to have an open field.
So I have an interesting use case with AI. As we said before, we're both using the Perplexity Comet browser with the built-in AI. My pet peeve with that is I always use the URL bar as search. That's just an ingrained habit with me. What Comet does, it basically spits out, it gives you search results and then gives you your answer, but it thinks about it, gives you a very detailed answer, which could be great if that's what you're looking for. But sometimes I just want to where's the off switch for this? So here's the actual case where I used it yesterday. I was in Canva. Now, Canva, people love poo-poo Canva, but I make the most of Canva because I use it for a lot of bang stuff. The problem with Canva, it's not like Photoshop where you have guides and rulers and stuff. That stuff is hidden. I couldn't find it. So I go into Comet and I say, where are the guides in Canva? Well, basically said, let me take over your Canva screen and I will find out. And it went into, it basically did a focus thing on my Canvas. It brought my Canva thing onto the browser. It showed what I was working on, and it showed the thinking. It says, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this. It went and found where the guides were. As I'm sitting there, I'm hands off. I'm like, and I watched this thing perform this task for me. So I thought that was really, really interesting. Now, I know that there's thousands of other better cases for that, but that's the first time in the wild that something really kind of blew me away like that.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's tricky, but it's working. Like, I've been playing with some new tools, and it's like, all right, well, this is kind of fun. They're getting better.
All right, let's close out Walmart. So Walmart stock rose 2% following the announcement. Walmart serves almost 240 million customers weekly worldwide. About 60% of major retailers are now testing AI shopping experiences. And for privacy, Walmart says all purchase data remains under its standard protection policies, so no one can see you buying your 10-pack of white beaters or your American Spirit smokes. Right now, it's currently limited release with a wider rollout expected later this year. It's pretty wild when you think about it, where you can talk your way through a Walmart run. So let's ask the audience, do you think this will make shopping easier or just make impulse buying even faster? Would you trust an AI to handle your grocery list? I say yeah, because to make lists, but again, shopping's very personal for me, so that's where I stand.
Yes.
All right, final story of the day. Talk about drones. We haven't talked about drones in a while. Europe builds a drone wall. The European Union is planning on what it calls a drone wall, a massive coordinated defense network designed to detect, track, and neutralize hostile drones along Europe's eastern borders. Think of it as a digital air shield that combines radar, sensors, AI, and interceptor drones, all sharing data across EU and NATO systems. The idea came after multiple Russian drones recently crossed into EU airspace, including incidents in Poland, exposing gaps in Europe's air defenses. The EU wants to roll out the first phase by the end of 2026 with full capability by 2027. Beyond pure defense, it's also showing European unity and independence from U.S. systems and investing in the region's own defense tech industry. But it's not without challenges. Critics warn that drones evolve faster than bureaucracies, and the wall could fall quickly behind the tech curve. Integrating 27 nations' defense systems is no small task. Interoperability, funding, and sovereignty all create tension. Others question whether it's more symbolic than strategic, a high-tech band-aid that doesn't change the bigger picture of deterrence or diplomacy. What do you think about that?
That world is silly.
That world is
silly. This is going to be interesting because I think that, old wars were fought differently, and now there's just a whole bunch of drones attacking each other.
So yeah, if you watch the Ukraine conflict, it's all unmanned drones, and these poor soldiers are running across the field, and a drone comes and pops on his head. It's we're living in a different world now. You know what? In theory, it sounds like a great idea, but as the text pointed out, unifying 27 nations' defenses. And they're going to do this in a year. I don't see it happening because Hey, it's like, you got peanut butter in my chocolate. You got chocolate in my peanut butter. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't do it this way. We do it this way. You do it this way. I don't want you here. It's going to be a rough one.
I mean, they're trying to do the whole Iron Dome thing, I guess.
Sure.
Some drone stuff, right?
And I see it as a more cost-effective solution than an Iron Dome, or as someone would say, a golden dome, big golden dome.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot more. I mean, they definitely need defenses and figure out, especially Poland, just because it's on the border. That makes it interesting. I mean, there's some, actually there's some drones that have crossed the borders. And, I don't know, man. Although having that many, like you're right, that many countries all at the same time trying to agree to something, it's going to be quite the achievement.
Yeah, I mean, this could be actually a much broader discussion, but I'm just wondering, can a wall stop a swarm of cheap drones? I don't know. And again, this technology changes so fast. So you could have something that, you could have a jamming system set up. Okay, that makes the most sense, but everything's fallible. And you've got to filter out birds, weather, false positives.
Yeah. I think the false positives are the biggest, right? Like,
yeah,
that's going to be tricky in some things.
I think not so much a drone wall, but like a drone. They call them drone shotguns, where it's like you shoot a beam at the drones. I don't know. Listen, laser beams. Listen, I'm no drone expert. I'm no warfare expert, but I played my share of Call of Duty, and I don't know if this. I don't know if this is just fantasy or this is just a press release, but I don't know. I mean, it could be just a bunch of buzzwords. We don't know. I mean, how smart does this wall actually get before everything becomes automated warfare?
Right. Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows? And then becomes really old school war games, right? The movie war games.
Yeah. We refer to that movie more and more. I'm getting frightened.
Yeah, I've referred to it multiple times now. It's definitely frightening because you're like, that was just a movie. And in that movie, if you haven't seen it, I don't really care. You probably should have if you're younger. And nothing happens at the end. It's just pretend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simulation.
So to close this out,
when it's like everything just goes, you're like, is it real now?
Yeah. So to close this drone discussion out, there's a new thing out called, oh God, I should have looked it up. It's called pre something. When you call the police, a lot of departments, what they're going to do now is like, instead of sending a patrol car out, they're going to send a drone out to kind of look around first to make sure you're not, it's not a false call. I mean, I guess that makes sense from a purely economic standpoint, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's ask the audience.
What are you thinking, people?
Yeah, what are you thinking, people? Would you feel safer with a drone defense grid over your city, or does it creep you out? All right, we're going to close this episode out. A lot of weird stuff. We hope you learned something, but if not, at least you wasted some time. We'll be back next week with more questionable advice and unsolicited opinions. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate, review, and subscribe. If you prefer the video experience, check out the YouTube channel. And lastly, check us out on the socials. We are Twitter and Facebook. And sign up for our newsletter. Please sign up for the newsletter. That's where you're going to get the juice, where you'll get extended show recaps and behind-the-scenes info on the show. Links are in the show notes. Bart, closing thoughts.
Creepiness and off the charts today.
Hey, creepiness is off the chart just in time for Halloween. All right, we'll see you on the internet next week. Until next time, may your internet be fast, your video calls be clear, and your mute button always work when you need it most. Peace.
Peace.
What do you do now?